your kindness is costing you your peace, it's not kindness. It's self-abandonment. And it's time to stop. Listen, you think being empathetic, always answering the phone, always being the one who shows up even when your tank is empty makes you noble? Let me tell you what it really is. It means you're abandoning yourself in the name of being nice. You're trying to keep everybody afloat while you're slowly drowning inside. And let's be real. You've confused empathy with self-sacrifice, and that's not noble. It's toxic because you're the one who's really needing the help. And if you're losing yourself in the process, you can't help anyone else. Real power comes from discernment, not from overgiving. When you master the art of holding boundaries and being empathetic, everything in your life changes. You're no longer reactive, you're grounded, and you're no longer people-pleasing. You're leading. And here's the paradox. When you start taking care of yourself and you stop overgiving, people start to respect you because your energy is different. You're not a doormat. They can't just walk all over you. Your energy becomes cleaner and it becomes more magnetic to attract what you want to you. You become the person who gives from fullness, not from guilt, and that's leadership. And let's be honest, people are givers and takers in this world often. And if you don't find a giver, if you're a giver, you will find someone who will take from you and they will literally extract your energy, even if it's subconsciously. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if they think I don't care? I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. They need me. Am I being overly selfish? You're not scared of being selfish. You're scared of disappointing people. But guess what? You disappoint yourself every time you say yes when you meant no. And I want to share this with you. Your vote counts the most. This is something that I've struggled with in my life. And I've realized it's my vote that matters. We have this backwards in society where we want to be so humble and please other people that we truly forget about ourselves. And I promise you that when you take care of yourself and your vote counts the most, everybody else involved will work out exactly how they're supposed to because you're thinking of what is best overall, not just in the moment of pleasing somebody else. Let me give you a little tip. Tip number 1. Be the lighthouse, not the sponge. This is something that changed my life when it happened. It was a huge mindset shift for me. A lighthouse offers guidance, light, and direction, but it doesn't absorb the storm, okay? It doesn't chase the boats. It just stands in its power and allows the boats to come to them. A sponge soaks everything up. It absorbs all the negativity. It starts to rot. And if you've been feeling heavy inside, resentful, or emotionally exhausted, you're probably soaking in things that were never yours to carry. This is something, if you're an empath at all, think about this reality is how much of this is mine. This is something I would always ask myself. I'd say, is this mine or is this somebody else's? Is this mine or is this something else? And that really shifted me because I was able to sit with myself in awareness and stop for a moment and go, is this mine or am I absorbing something else? Listen, when I finally got this, it changed my life. I used to be the guy that was always available. Text me at any time. I'm there. If you're going through something, I'll drop whatever I'm doing to hold space until one day I realized something very brutal. I was helping everybody in the process their emotions while completely avoiding and ignoring my own. And let me just share this with you. I realized I was just distracting. I would help everybody else absorb, process, and feel their emotions because I didn't want to feel my own. So think about how much of your niceness is really serving you to avoid and distract from what you don't want to see. When I started saying no, I started protecting my energy. I didn't lose connection. I gained clarity and I didn't become cold. I became clear. And I want to repeat that. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming clear. And a lot of you will feel cold, but you're not. You're standing in your power. And this isn't a power to be abused. You must have absolute clarity, awareness, and do the deep work so you're not cold, but you can stand gently and kindly in your power and strong and say, this is where my boundary is. Listen, I still bend over backwards for people, but the people that are willing to bleed and bend over backwards for me, that is the difference. Don't make somebody a priority if they're only making you an option. Remember that. And I'll tell you a really interesting story. I had a friend who I felt like my whole life we were in competition together. And I was constantly just pouring into this person. You know, we were close to the same age. We grew up together. And I would give of my time, of my energy, of my effort, whatever he needed. And I was like, read these books. Stop doing those things because they're not really leading you to the best life. It's not serving you. But every single time we were in a situation where he had the opportunity to get the upper hand or it was competitive or to sneak one by, he would. And what I realized is he was in competition with me. And I don't want to be in competition with people. I don't want people taking from me while I'm pouring into them and giving. Relationships are about love and mutual equitability. And so what I learned with this was to pull myself back, and eventually I cut this person out of my life who I've known since I was a boy. Because what I realized is no matter how much I gave, they weren't going to give back to me. Okay, this is a really tough one, but it's tip number 2, and it's practicing the loving no. You just need to have language that's clear and kind, okay? So I want you to just think about these things, okay? We're going to give you a few options. Hey, I hear you and I truly, truly care. I'm just super overwhelmed right now and I don't have the capacity to give to you right now. That's kind and caring. I love you, but I'm super slammed and I'm not available today. If you don't absolutely need me, then don't worry about it. I will be there tomorrow. I want to support you, but I need grounding first. Let's reconnect later, or hey, I'm going to go on a walk and I'll come back. Because the reality is, if you're pouring from an empty cup, how can you give to these people? And these are creating boundaries. These boundaries are so you can serve better and be better. If you want to really be the nice person, like you tell yourself, I want to be this nice, loving, kind, empathetic person that's there for everybody, then fill yourself up with enough energy to actually give them something that they can use and not just the drain version of yourself. And I'll just say this one thing. Listen to your body. Pay attention to your nervous system. If it doesn't feel like a yes in that moment, listen to it. I just had a situation where I canceled my flight at midnight for a 9 a.m. flight because my intuition said, nope, I need to stay here. I have some things I need to take care of in Colombia. So I want you to think about learning to listen to the intuition of yourself, being the best version of yourself so that you can actually give back, because that's what real giving back looks like. You can't pour from this empty cup when you're just drained. I just want to talk to you and get a little bit of clarity around love. Empathy without boundaries, that's chaos. Boundaries without empathy, that's disconnection. You need both. And as I talk about the dichotomy of everything and the dance between the interplay of the pendulum, the truth is in the middle. Clarity is love. Confusion is manipulation. We want to be clear and concise about this. And that requires boundaries and empathy working together synergistically. Boundaries are how you stay in a world that constantly wants more from you. Okay? They're how you stay sovereign, stable, and in service without self-sacrifice. If you just overgave, you would literally kill yourself. And every time you choose to be clear instead of nice, you're choosing long-term peace over short-term approval. Your job is to protect your energy. And here's the truth. If you don't protect your energy, someone else will use it for their agenda. And that's not mean, that's reality, because we live in a world where people are operating from their subconscious minds. They're not aware, and the takers will find the givers. And it's not even personal. You can be mad all day and you can pout and you can scream and you can cry, but the reality is this is the way the world works. They're like magnets. If you're a giver, a taker will find you, and not because they're doing anything than trying to protect the little boy and girl inside of themselves. That's what they're doing. It's not personal. So it's your job to operate as the gatekeeper of your nervous system, to protect your operating system from overflow, and to be walking in clarity and health and not in survival, right? To lead your life and not react to everyone else's around you. There's a few books I want to reference. One is Set Boundaries and Find Peace by Nedra Glover Tawwab. The Art of Empathy. This is a book on regulating energy and emotions. So those are just a few books for you to dive deeper into this subject. Stop bleeding your energy. You're not being mean by setting boundaries. You're being real. People who get upset when you set boundaries were the ones benefiting from you having zero. So stop leaking, stop bleeding, stop honoring the version of you that's not rooted, that's not present. Be rooted and present and full of integrity, because empathy is your gift. Boundaries are your guardrails. Master both and you will become unstoppable. All right, let's be real. Watching videos alone isn't going to get you where you want to go. Okay? You're ambitious, you've done all the right things, you've worked hard, maybe even built a career or a business you're proud of. But if you're honest with yourself, why does it still feel like something's missing? Maybe you feel stuck, like you've hit a glass ceiling. You can't break through, okay? Maybe you've checked all the boxes, but deep down inside, there's more for you. Maybe you're grinding, but without the right people and tools, it's like running in place. And listen, I get it, and this is exactly why I built Evolved Entrepreneur. This isn't just another community. It's a room full of high-level performers who know exactly what you're going through because they've been through the exact same things. Pro athletes, top entrepreneurs, executives, all pushing themselves for something bigger. The difference? They found the tools, the strategy, and the environment to break through, and now you can too. This is where the breakthrough happens, because success isn't about where you've been, it's about where you're going. And if you're serious about getting unstuck, about breaking through that ceiling and finally stepping into the level you know you're meant for, then you need to be in this room. So stop waiting, click the link below and join Evolved Entrepreneur and get around the people who will push you to your next level. I'll see you inside.